Hello everyone, welcome back to the 10 steps to building AI skills in genealogy. I'm Coach Carol and I'm thrilled to help you discover how artificial intelligence can transform your family history research. Today I'm focusing on how AI can help you with your research planning. We're going on a journey on how to use AI effectively for your research planning to help reveal your hidden ancestors or to compile a scheduled ancestral trail for your family group discovery. In step 3, we'll focus on how to use your AI tools effectively for this research planning. We're going to look at an AI-assisted research framework, creating research plans with AI, breaking down brick walls, a couple of practice exercises, and some ideas for an AI-assisted research board. Good genealogical research requires a solid plan. Today, you'll learn how to use AI as your research planning assistant, helping you create structured approaches to finding your ancestors and breaking through those challenging brick walls. I will also introduce you to the use of a Trello board for your family history research planner. First, I recommend that you establish a research framework. AI tools can assist you with that too. You'll need an initial assessment, then resource identification, and a SMART strategy. You provide the key items for the initial assessment of known facts, gaps in knowledge, and your research goals. You can upload any available records that you already have and request information about further available records, archive locations, and how to access those archives. In your framework, I suggest developing a SMART strategy: specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-bound. You want your SMART strategy for success to include a priority setting, a timeline, and success metrics. Structuring your prompts is the start of this process of asking an AI tool to help with your research planning. For example, I might say, I'm researching my Welsh heritage in the late 1700s in Pembrokeshire. I have the following facts. So this comes under the heading of those known facts. Then I would say, for my research goals, that my primary goal is to discover the names and dates of birth for my 3 times great-grandparents. My secondary goal is to find parish records to help locate members of the Evans and Day families in my family history. Then finally, I will ask for help in structuring a research plan which will include what information to prioritize, which records to check first, and any potential challenges to prepare for. And then I can use follow-up questions to build on the previous responses, and then get started on fine-tuning my research plan. You can do the same. You'll see on this slide the beginnings of your own prompt, where you will ask your AI tool and give it the information about yourself, where you're starting research on. Give your ancestor name, where you see the square brackets, from the location and time period in the square brackets. Include all the other details and facts that you have already to make sure that the AI tool can include those in the research plan. Your essential plan has 4 major components. First, the research objective. You'll need a specific goal. What is it that you are trying to find out? You'll need to also understand what success criteria will look like. Will you know when you have reached your goal? And in that objective, you'll need to provide a timeline. Be careful with how much you plan to do in periods of time. Second, the source analysis. You'll need your primary sources, your secondary sources, and you can ask AI to include any others in finding aids for your research plan. You'll need to include action steps. What is it that you're going to do once you've put the plan into action? They need to be ordered in some way that is sensible. The resources needs to be added, and you'll need a way of tracking your progress. You'll end up then, I hope, with an AI-generated research plan template, which you can use over and over again. So take some time to include these components when you're first designing your prompt for your AI tool to build a research plan. As genealogists, we all want to break down the brick walls that we've come up against using our traditional genealogical strategies of research. There's an AI strategy for helping you with those brick walls. Our AI tools, our large learning models, can provide a different and enlightening perspective when devising a strategy to break through the brick walls. You'll need to provide your AI tool with a comprehensive overview, a document of known facts. Usually best if you do that as either a Google Doc or a Word doc. You can also list attempted searches that you've completed and identify any assumptions that you're making. 2, request different approaches. Ask the AI tool for a list of different record types that you might not have anticipated. Also, ask the AI tool to provide name variations of spelling and any indirect evidence that would be relevant to your family history. And 3, your creative solutions. You can use a cluster research process that is designed to help you specifically with your own social history and to build on any DNA evidence that you've already gathered. Let's have a look at a couple of practice activities. The first one is creating a research plan for a challenging ancestor. You're going to set up a series of prompts for this, and I suggest ChatGPT for this to help schedule and plan your research over a period of time. You'll want to check the responses to be a doable project, in other words, a smart timeline. And I'm going to suggest that you also create a research planning board in Trello, and I'll show you an example. So the steps for the activity include selecting your challenging ancestor, documenting known information, and uploading that to your tool. Use an AI prompt template that you've been developing, and evaluate the AI suggestions from the responses, and then use the information to create your final research plan. My example is on the next slide here, where I I'm following up on my plan to research my Welsh heritage in the late 1700s in Pembrokeshire. That is, digging deeper into Generation 7. I have the following facts, and I've actually uploaded those as a set of registered people in my tree from Ancestry. I used the Pro Tools for that and was able to copy that into a Word document, which enabled ChatGPT to refer to for the details of the family. I reiterated that the primary goal was to discover the names and dates of birth for my 3 times great-grandparents, and that my secondary goal was to find parish records to help locate members of the Evans and Day families. And you can see here on the screen the result of that. Now I'm using ChatGPT Canvas, which enables you to have the prompting in the left-hand side of the screen and the finished response as a downloadable document on the right-hand side. My usual process is to copy the document from the right-hand side into a Google Doc and make my changes in there. I usually refine the response with follow-up questions and requests. For example, when I first began this, it gave me a reasonable research plan, but I wanted it to also give me a priority list of records to check first. So I asked for a priority list for checking records and any potential challenges and preparations and methods and tools. So it was a more comprehensive research plan. Then I created a Trello board on which I could house the AI-assisted research plans and later on the findings. And you'll see an example of this. If you're not sure what a Trello board is, it's a really simple online service that you can use for free, or you can subscribe to have more boards. And it consists of a set of lists. On my example here, you'll see 3 lists of different colors, and in the lists are cards which contain the information about the research plan, the recommendations, and my family lineage overview. And I can take the information from my ChatGPT generated research plan to fill in the details on those cards. And on each of those, it will have checklists which enable me to go and check that I have the sources checked and the prompt used for AI assistance and any next steps that I need to take. So it's all neatly in place in a visually attractive manner. And I've created this as a template for you. And you'll see that there's a link to that template on the slide, but I'll add that below the video for you. Remember that Trello is easy to use, easy to adjust, and visually appealing for your research plan. The second practice activity is an Ancestry trip research plan. This might appeal to those of you who want to do either a virtual or a real ancestral trail. What I need to include in the trip research plan is to select the ancestral trail, provide details of ancestral names, places, and dates that I already have, then use the AI prompt templates to get some ideas from my AI tool, evaluate the suggestions as always, and then create a final research plan. Now for this one, I set up a series of prompts using Perplexity. I find that this is a great tool for helping you schedule and plan your research and for delving into historical context for your family history. Here's an example of what I did. In the first part of this slide, you'll see what I have entered into Perplexity. It's too small to read, but what I did was I asked the question, I would like to help one of my friends in planning their ancestral trip to Ireland. And I gave some specifics about the family name that they were tracing and asked it to come up with an ancestral trail that will help my friend locate family landmarks in the counties of Ireland that are pertinent to the family. And I wanted to emphasize the fact that I wanted the advice for a friend so that they would be well prepared ahead of time to seek ancestral locations of significance to their family. Perplexity gave me a fantastic plan, which included research and preparation before the trip, planning the trip itself, the cultural context and networking, tools for success, and even post-trip follow-up. The second part of what you're seeing on this slide is the result of that research plan, which I have transformed into a page, and that page can now be shared with my friend. So Perplexity is ideal if you want to plan an ancestry trip. You could do it even for a virtual trip. So the key takeaways from step 3 are as follows. Use AI to structure and organize your research. Create detailed, actionable research plans. Systematically address brick walls and maintain comprehensive research planners. Finally, I suggest that you conduct regular reviews and adjust your plans accordingly. The next steps for you in this lesson include creating a research plan for your priority ancestor. Optional, create an ancestral trail plan for a family group. 3, set up your AI-assisted research planner in a Trello board. Share your plan in your Facebook group if you like. And of course, finally, as always, prepare for tomorrow's lesson on document analysis.